For my paper, I discussed why freedom of speech is important and necessary for the press. I believe it is important and necessary because the public should be informed to what is going on in their country and should not have any false information. If there was no freedom of speech, a lot of big scandals that have shaped our government, the way we perceive things today, would have not came out, like the Pentagon Papers, Watergate, or even the Catholic Church scandal, because that was discovered by journalists. And also, I believe the public doesn't want to be wrong when it comes to information, and if information is regulated, then people will not be as informed. And through my research, I found out that freedom of the press started originally in around 1964 with Martin Luther King, as he gave his opinion and it was censored in Alabama. But through the Supreme Court, that case was shot down. I also found out that most countries that have free press, opposed to not have free press, have a much more happy civilization, and that is much more under control than any other country that, say, would not have freedom of the press, which makes sense because people don't know what's actually going on. What I thought the most difficult part of my writing process was definitely finding sources. It was difficult to find sources that had to do with the paper itself, but through Google Scholar and everything, finding those sources was pretty easy and helped me steer my paper in a little bit different direction than I thought I was going to go, but ended up being had made my paper much better than what I thought it was originally going to be. How or why does my topic pertain to me? I think my topic pertains to me is because I'm a journalism major, and I don't know if I necessarily want to go into political journalism. I want to go into more sports, but I think that in like the overall field, journalists should not be controlled as to what they say. And if I do decide to go through the route of political journalism, that I don't want to be censored for the things that I say. If I do end up saying those things. One thing that I would go back and change in my paper is I think I would have maybe taken a different route, trying to find some more recent sources that would help with the argument of what's going on right now. The only source that I had right now was from a non-academic article. So even though it was a good source, it did have a lot of information in it. I think it would have been better if I found a more recent. Sorry, my phone ran out of storage, but I think if I found a more recent paper that pertained to the Trump administration, that I would have a much better shot of proving my point. Next question, do I prefer Google Doc, Word, or something else when writing? I am always a Google Doc person. In middle school, I started using like academic sites. I started using Google Classroom and Google Docs, and throughout high school, I've just stayed on Google Docs, stayed away from Google Classroom, but stayed on Google Docs. Then through college, I think it's just a much easier and better site to use than any Microsoft site is. Did I enjoy writing my topic, or did it get boring or tedious along the way? I really enjoyed writing about my topic because I agree with what I wrote, and the information that I did find that was pertaining to the other countries, or the start of the freedom of press with Martin Luther King was really interesting to me, and I enjoyed my topic, and it could be the career that I go to in the future, so learning more about it now has probably helped me a lot more in my life.